Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on our YouTube account, getting ready for Lavatune. Now we know he is going to be up Tuesday. As well, we are going to have the Ghoulish Gallery that is going to be popping up actually right here on Tuesday. Now overall, I know there's been a ton of questions about the Ghoulish Gallery. So pop those questions up in chat, guys, and let me know what is going on with it. We can hop over on the test server in just a little bit and do some summons on there. Also look at that Ghoulish Gallery, but overall, a lot of players are kind of on the fence with the new game mode and what is going to be happening with it and kind of how it's built. It seems like it's going to be a really big time-consuming event, which a lot of players are not too fond of course, because of the game mode and the time being able to run that essentially 7 times every single week almost makes me think of the Arcane Labyrinth, where we did have to kind of expedite the labyrinth, but overall running this an incredible amount of time. I don't know if it's going to mean that it's going to be teams, if it's going to be auto, whatever it's going to be, guys. We have Primo here, Darkblane, Moath is here, Tushar, Joffrey. We have a lot of people, John, Javon, Tommy, Simon, Darren, King Frost as well. What do I think of Lady? So big thing is looking at Lady, and it's kind of crazy, Lady Simona. So overall, it seems, Randy, that we're not seeing her in very many places, which is super interesting because based on the build, based on the energy, based on everything, I was kind of shocked, and a lot of players have kind of shared the similar thought that we're not seeing her in a lot of different places, even looking through a bunch of the leaderboards within the Curse Realm, and of course, looking at the best in slot heroes or the largest whales. We're not seeing her used in a lot of different game modes. We're actually not seeing her used in pretty much most game modes, which is kind of unfortunate at this point. If you built her up, we're not even seeing her in this iteration with Dark Namora. Now, Nightmare Corridor, I don't know if she has appeared in here yet, but I thought earlier when I was taking a glance that we didn't see her really used. Now, of course, Graveborn Tower, we're going to see a lot of utility in there. But even looking at these formations, guys, she isn't being used in either formation. Now, the same can be said and rings true with the Treasure Scramble. So we just finished the iteration of the Treasure Scramble. Leaderboards, looking at a lot of these teams. Again, we're not seeing her within these formations. Shamira has made a very, very staple entrance right here. You can see we have the Awakened version of Shamira right here. So she has actually been worked into a bunch of different teams in a couple different game modes with her SPFX. So it's cool that we have seen her. But Lady Simona overall, again, interesting to see that we really haven't seen her worked into teams at this point. Considering Tuesday, of course, is going to be Lavatune, which means that she has already been out for 2 weeks. Again, not seeing a ton of different places. Yeah, absolutely, Brian. AFK is becoming less AFK. Even Mythic Star is a timer sync. So overall, guys, yes, going through the Mythic Star Zone, you can see right here, we've been killing it on Adventure Walk. I've been hitting my 3 hours every day. So I've actually cut it down recently to really just running 2 accounts. So I've been running my newer wishlist account. I've been running this account. The free-to-play account, every now and then I've been kind of maintaining. But I'm thinking with the Mystic Star Zone, even looking at a couple different modes that we have coming up, and also with the Ghoulish Gallery, it seems like 2 accounts are going to be really what we can run. Again, just kind of based on the time constraints that we're seeing within a bunch of different game modes. It's kind of crazy to see, again, AFK Arena, by far not really AFK until you get everything caught up. Even looking here on the Temple Rift, went through with my regular teams. We finished this out pretty quick, so we have 5 more days. Already at floor 200 is where we're sitting right now. But again, this auto mode, Arcane Labyrinth, pretty auto mode. You only run really 1 floor. But looking at the AFK aspect of this game, we really need to get back to it. And that I know, again, seeing a lot of Discord comments, seeing a lot that is coming over on Reddit, a lot of different places that we need to figure out a way, yes, to get the AFK time sync kind of done. So what I've done, Brian, is when I log in for the day, so let's say we're hopping in to do our dailies, because of right now, I will hop in, I will do the Mystic Star Zone, I will go through and I will run through my dailies, which are relatively quick, and even automating some of the process, like what we buy out of here within the store with the quick buy function. But I go through, I run all my dailies, and then by the time that I get back to that Mystic Star Zone, usually about 10 or 15 minutes have passed. which means that I can go in there and I can take a different node. Now, ultimately, most players are logging in about 8 to 12 times just to run the Mystic Star Zone, which 3 days might be a little bit too long, or maybe they need a 30-minute shield instead of a 15-minute shield. Now, honestly, just give it some thought, guys, that looking at the new game mode, it is new. This is the beta version. We're going to see iterations. We're going to see changes. So again, looking at the timer of 3 hours, maybe the max limit's a little too high. Maybe the shield duration is a little too low. And you can see, guys, there's even players that are not even farming anything in here. And when you go in and you look at a bunch of different places, it's not because they're completely farmed out. Even in my guild, we don't have everyone that is playing the game mode, which means it does take a little bit more time than people do have. How do we get those sticks for the collection things from the weeklies? What sticks do you mean, Tushar? Let me know. What's going on, David? Thanks for joining us. Lady Simona, a priority on the wish list. I think, Quam, I would say early game, she is going to be a really big priority. So what we've seen, some of the formations that players have been running within the Graveborn Tower and also within campaign formations is running Ivan with Lady Simona has been doing incredibly well in formations, which again is kind of interesting to see. But even Ivan with Damon, of course, works incredibly well. Looking here, guys, we have our 2 light bearers, our 2 maulers. We have 1 of our wilders list, and then of course 2 heroes right here. So overall, still building a couple more. We'll do some summons on this account. I want to knock out some of them because we know the new hero is coming. Now, with that being said, guys, we have 343 Stargazers cards. I have been farming these, and again, I cannot stress this enough, guys. When it comes to the towers, when it comes to tower progression, this is the absolute biggest places to get the Stargazer scrolls, as well as the time emblems, is the collaboration effort of going through the towers every single day. And even looking here, guys, I already farmed 10 floors right here today out of here. So we've actually gotten a couple more Stargazer scrolls. Almost at the point where we'll get some more of our cards. I farm these towers religiously. I really do go through and I farm these kind of like crazy. I have almost most of the Meadow Heroes and Awaken, Athalia, and Leica. Question is the Elder Tree going to be right path 3747? So the Elder Tree, you want to take to a certain part, those sticks for the totem. So the sticks for the totems, you do get them out of the event itself. It has, I believe, dailies and weeklies, which we'll look at it in a little bit, Tushar. I'll hop over to the test server. But overall, yes, you have to buy them out if you want to get them. Honestly, for a majority of players, I would not buy them out. And they actually show up right here within the shop. Again, we'll look at it in just a little bit. But overall, I wouldn't buy them out at the cost. And look at that. D2, what is going on? 18 months. He has been a member of the channel. Thank you so much for the love and support, D2. Absolutely, guys, going on a year and a half that he has been seeing his little golden hippo there. Really, really cool to see. That is awesome. Thank you, D2, for supporting the channel. Yeah, like I said, Lady Simona, definitely the wish list. When you look at the Elder Tree, I honestly build, so the way that you want to keep it is going through and picking, and it used to be building out the mage and the ranger tree, just keeping both of these capped, and then the rest of them kind of following, especially the substance tree kind of following. As you can see, we're at 190 on each of these. And then I'm going back between substance and between both of these, actually just kind of built out and seeing where we're getting these kind of developed. There's a couple of older Elder Tree guides that are out there. I know if you look through some of my guide section, I do have them out there as well. The Elder Tree hasn't changed. Honestly, short of possibly weaving in the warrior aspect and maybe a little less ranger or vice versa, depending on who you have built. But overall, the Elder Tree, we haven't really seen any significant changes in a long time. Which faction do I think the new hero will be after Lavatune? I think it is going to be Wilders. So like we've said before, when it comes to the heroes in here, guys, we are still short 1 Wilder, which looking at our Oak Inn, this is kind of what I'm talking about. So when we manage our towers, you can see we are short 1 Wilder, which actually goes right here, Quam. So I believe after Lavatune, we are going to get a Wilder hero. Again, just based on how they keep this entire thing kind of even. We are still missing the Wilder right there. So my assumption, based on what they're saying over on the test server, is the next one is going to be a wilder hero, again, to fill in this empty slot, because we are one wilder shy at this point. Well, let's go ahead, guys. Let's knock out some of these summons. Oden still looks kind of better than her, I think, Simona. Yeah, Oden still has a lot of utility. Absolutely. Guild event is not AFK friendly. Absolutely. Blue Crimson, I agree with you in its entirety. Is Lavatune a must to get? Ice Slide, it seems like he is going to be a requirement, especially if you are a whale, if you are a bigger player that is going to need the hero. Now, remember, he is going to be support. It doesn't seem like we're seeing as much utility out of him. But again, it is still really early. Remember, Lavatune has only been out, guys, at this point. It's been what? It dropped a couple days, so probably about 4 days, 5 days. So once we get him up, once we get him running and we see exactly where he's going to fit in formations, it's going to take a little bit. So what I always say, and this is the general rule for everyone who is looking at Lavatune, is give it about 7 to 10 days. That is usually so Tuesday or Monday, we're going to see the patch notes. Tuesday, we are going to see the new hero coming up. Then on the reset, so the Tuesday reset, you're going to have access to actually use him. I want to see fundamentally where the whales are starting to use him. Where is he going to fit in formations? And honestly, looking at like the Matria formation with the hypos, I can see that being a perfect fit, as well as a couple other places. I really feel like Lavatune is going to get and be in a couple different places. Overall, with his build, with the ability to buff and everything else, he's going to be used. It's just going to have to see exactly where he is. Now, out of the Challenger store, still picking up copies of Alna. She is almost done at this point. Superb Elite Stones, guys. We get a Jerome, which is awesome to see. 2 stones here, which gives us Palmer and Nara, so not too bad overall on those summons. I am pretty happy with those. Yeah, like I said, we'll hop over. I'll give it about, we'll go through some of the content on here, and then we'll hop over and we will check out Lavatune. What's going on, guys? Really hope Lavatune is good. He looks really cool. Yeah, so a lot of people, absolutely, Lindsay, have been talking about Lavatune in his look. His animated avatar frame is really cool. We just wish, and again, a lot of feedback that I've gotten is looking at the animated avatar frame for Lavatune. He doesn't have anything with his eyes. His eyes are just regular dead eyes. They needed to make him fire. They needed to make him something else to really make him look kind of crazy. Is Mulan falling off? Yes, to a point, Krantz. The thing with Mulan falling off is there's a point where all of these heroes are kind of going to be replaced, which eventually will happen. But Mulan is only falling off if you have every other hero. And that is definitely something to remember, is when it comes to building out all of the other heroes within AFK Arena, heroes eventually, again, are going to kind of fall off. But it does make a big difference because you have to have heroes that are built to replace Mulan. So again, looking at like the Challenger store, it really is imperative to have a hero like Mulan. Mulan's effectiveness is still there overall, which there's an elite, guys, got a copy of Savannah. But overall, the effectiveness of the hero is still there. And when you look at some of the change formations or some of the substitutes, Mulan is absolutely in there. There's a copy of Movis. And again, these were just recycling, guys, on a regular basis, hoping that we get a hero that we actually need with our scrolls. Now we'll go through and I'll show you also what I'm doing. So there's a copy of Fane. We'll get a couple more here. Again, we still have Trishia to build out of here. So a couple more. And then of course we are going to save our diamonds. There is a copy of Ogi. But as far as recycling, 343 right there, guys, plus the diamonds. Hoping that is enough for Lavatune. And then we have 114 here. I'm going to save this next year. Of course, the Awakened iterations are going to continue to come through with the 3rd version or the 3rd series of our Awakened heroes, which is going to be pretty interesting to see. Now, it looks like Jerome, we're adding another star on there again. Little bit of a bigger build out. So that is 3 stars for Jerome. And then Alna is almost done, guys. And then we're going to move to Mortis. Once Mortis is complete, that is it. We will have no use for the Challenger store until they essentially just update exactly what is in there. Did you hear about the Lilith Pass? I did. I didn't look too much into the Lilith Pass. I know there was a bunch of problems, I guess, that were going around Yeah, I'll definitely check it out after the stream with that Lilith Pass. But I know some places it was available, some places it wasn't available. There was a couple different ones. I want to skip Lavatune. I'd rather ascend Halos. Halos overall, guys, we're starting to see the utility of Halos come down quite a bit. Even looking at a lot of the best in slot formations, unfortunately, he is not in there. Like I said, give Lavatune about another about 7 to 10 days. That way you can kind of see exactly where the hero is going to be used and where they're going to be built. So let's go ahead, let's build out or summon up some of our furniture. Then we got to do the beast, guys. I am still pushing the beast. Even out of the current event that we have the Magician's Hat, I am buying all baits. I went all in for bait. So I'm hoping that we can get a couple more built out of there. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is right, guys. We have 5 heroes that are ascended or right there. We do have Liberta in here that we're building up to much higher furniture, just for the simple fact we don't have anyone left to build. So I'm going to save some of these. And I know with Lavatune coming, we could get a couple pieces of furniture, but this will never end, guys. In the course of a week, we got 30,000 Poe coins. Again, just out of events, out of chests, out of everything that we have going on. So we still want to get Lady Simona a little bit higher. We want to get some of our awakened heroes a little bit higher. So every single week, we're going to continue to do the summons in here and picking up a lot of mythic furniture already, guys. I believe that is a couple more pieces. I want to make sure that we don't have anyone maxed out. So 7 right there, still need 1 for Thisu. And then, of course, he'll be dropped out. Jerome, we need 2 more as well. And Jerome is a hero. Again, Nightmare Corridor, Cursed Realm, bunch of different places. We have actually seen him used quite a bit. So we have 2 cards right there. So let's go ahead, upgrade. Liberta, I'm just going to go ahead and confirm the upgrade because we're getting to the point where his furniture is at 18 already. So we've doubled up on some furniture. Red cards, I'm just going to save. That way, if we have to get the 3 of 9 for Lavatune, we absolutely can. What do I think of the Ghoulish Gallery? I think it is going, and there's Thisu, guys. Finally, we have that last piece for Thisu. The Ghoulish Gallery, again, this is the beta version, guys. Keep that in mind before you very harshly judge the Ghoulish Gallery. With it being a brand new game mode to AFK Arena, there's gonna have to be a lot of changes to the Ghoulish Gallery to really make it work. Now, some of the biggest things, again, if you've seen the pros and cons video, a lot of players or a lot of the artifacts in there can have stats that the class can't use. There's a lot of different things with the Ghoulish Gallery, again, that they're going to have to adjust and change. That I know we're absolutely going to see. Now I'm going to put Rem in here. So the logic behind my heroes, and I get this quite a bit, guys. The logic why I'm putting these heroes in are not only buffing up their stats, but when you look at other game modes, when you look at, you know, the Cursed Realm, the Nightmare Corridor, the Treasure Scramble, Liberta, the awakened version of Athalia, looking at Belinda, looking at Shamira, looking at Leica, looking at Rem, they are some of the best in slot, or they're actually the best in slot damage dealers within a bunch of different game modes, which is the exact reason why I am building them out past that 9 of 9 furniture, is I do want them to have the ability to continue to really raise the damage cap, raise the levels that we have within those game modes, so we can remain competitive in all of those game modes by building these heroes up a little bit higher. Now, when it comes to the baits, remember last week, guys, we did summons, or we did our Beast Ground summons. We have, that's right, 2,100 baits, Zolthamus. I agree with the baits. I've been dedicated to beast levels. That is right. Looking here, guys, we got 2,100 baits since last week. That is right. 2,000 baits in the course of a week. The place that we've been really farming these is, of course, looking in here, this is probably the big place is right here, guys. The Twisted Bounties. And you'll notice that we've changed up what we buy in here. Again, a question that I get a lot. What are we purchasing out of these? So right now, Elemental Cores, I need, looking at this one, guys, I don't need the Essence. I don't need the red chest. So I left this one. That saved us 20 bucks right there off of the top. Twisted Bounties, I want the baits. And then out of here, we could do the Essence. We could do our shards. But again, we're not getting this one. That saves us 40 bucks right here that we're not spending. And then this one, I do not buy either. So both of these, so even looking again, the monthly cards, so we have 15 here, 5 here, so we're spending 20, and then both of these are 25 each, so that's 50, so $70 is what we're putting in here a month. I know we try to keep it 100 or less based on what we're building or what we're buying. So right now we're running about $70 a month for what we're buying in here, and that's it. That's it. And again, not a whale by any means, not a heavy spender. It's just been 3+ years of spending that we've been kind of going there. What are the extra chests? And again, this is one. So about 3 years ago, guys, they built these surprise hero coupons, surprise choice coupons, and surprise coupons. This gives you additional loot when you make a purchase. So based on what you're buying, they will actually yield you some more of the additional chests. So when you look at a purchase in here, and we'll just go to a bigger purchase, and I'll show you what it is. And again, you can't get them anymore, but when you go to do a purchase, and I think it might show, let's look at some of the bigger purchases here. So $99 purchase right here. So spend surprise hero coupons times 20 to get rewards. This gives us 24-hour chests. This gives us red chests or engraving mats. Again, these were bonuses that were given about 3 years ago to incentivize people that were buying stuff in AFK Arena to buy more stuff in AFK Arena. Any good team for the awakened version of Chimera in the Temple Rift? Yeah, so the awakened version of Chimera, really good team, is running with pretty much Graveborns. So we have seen Chimera running with Baden, works incredibly well. Looking at Silas, looking at Desira, looking at even Lady Simona. Anyone that is going to provide support to keep Chimera up. She's really tough to kill in the game mode. That's what I've been seeing a lot is the awakened version of Chimera has mainly been run with other Graveborn heroes and has done incredibly well with other Graveborn heroes. I mean the noble. Oh, so for Asgard, so when you buy the Noble Society, and if you're free to play, so when you buy the Noble Society, it adds this extra chest. So it actually gives you the ability to buy the Noble Societies twice. So I can actually buy, this is what it looks for normal players, is that you can do a purchase. If you buy this purchase, so if I actually upgrade this $25 pack and I buy this normal purchase right here, it unlocks this third tier. So these, and again, the whale thought behind it, you can actually buy all of the Noble Societies twice. The first pack is $24.99. The second pack is $19.99, but you can actually purchase it twice and it would get there. 76 spent in 3 years is nuts. Yeah, absolutely. And again, it makes a big difference, guys. It is what you're willing to put into the game and how much you're looking to put into the game. It's made, again, a pretty big difference progression-wise overall. But let's do our summons in here, guys. Now, remember, we're still looking to get the rest of these beasts up to 18. So we have, I believe, these three right here, guys. We still have the Radish, which I think the Radish is out of, I think the Radish left here. So again, looking at our monthly, or looking at the event ship, Radish is still there for 16 days. Let's see, guys. I'm gonna push everything into the Radish. Let's see if we can get lucky. So there's a Talisman. I believe that will take the Talisman. We need, what, 3 more right there. And then, of course, Spider. We already have 1. Fingers crossed, guys, we can get some copies of the Radish. I would love to get the animated frame, which there's one for the Radish. And these, again, the amount of baits that it takes to actually build this out is insane, guys. It is literally insane, the amount of baits that we have utilized to build these out. There's Talisman, which I might take Talisman to 18. If we can get Talisman, there's another Radish. But overall, yeah, incredibly. So we got 1 extra one right there, which again, I believe that will take Talisman to 18, which I don't think we're going to get the Radish. So let's pick this one up. There we go, which takes our 4th pet to level 18, guys. Boom, there we go. The evolution of the full Talisman, which is awesome. Can you run your test server account? Yes, I'm going to, Primo. What time is it? It's 1:24. So we've been playing for 24 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to go through here. We'll swap this out. So that gives us 4 pets. 1, 2, 3, 4 evolved adult-looking pets in there, which is awesome. So I am going to actually drop out Talisman because Talisman is done. And then I'm thinking the Rock Lizard, or I might do the Fox. overall, Savage Souffle works well. The moth works incredibly well. So let's put the moth in there. So that means we got the spider again. We only have one right there. We got a couple more for the radish, which it looks like we can get the radish up higher. Boom. So we only need a couple more, what, 7 more, and the radish will be up to 18 at that point. So looking here, boom, there's our 16 radish, 16 spider. Then of course we have the moth in there. Gonna take them all to 18. So if we can get those other 3 to 18, that'll put us 1 away from having everyone at 18. I'm gonna farm them. What's going on, Jaffa? Yeah, absolutely, guys. I'm gonna farm baits like I have been out of every single event. It has been all about baits. Even the chests that I've gotten, even looking at different game modes, even looking at the Misty Valley, it has been baits. Everything that we have gotten, we have put into building out more baits, and we continue to. Same with the Elder Tree. We just keep going back and forth on what we're building. This takes us to 160, guys. Now, like I was saying earlier, out of the store. So how I've been building up that Elder Tree so fast is right here, guys. So that is 1,000 right there, plus another 300, 200. That's another 1,600. So that is 2 more levels on the Elder Tree. All of these hero coins come from recycling heroes. And I just literally go through the recycling heroes every single time, which all 3 of those, again, are just going to be recycled. But that takes us to 160 and 161, just like that, building those out, guys. It's kind of crazy. But again, we've just been recycling all of these heroes kind of back and forth. I built the Fox and Seal to 18, almost have Crystal 15. Makes a big difference. Absolutely, guys. So again, I've said this before. When it comes to the beast ground, this is probably one of the areas that I neglected way, way longer than I should have ever neglected building out these beasts. I started focusing them when they came out, but I need to get all of these to 18. It's going to be a game changer in every single game mode. Lavatune plus Lady Simona will be crazy energy. Yes, there's a lot of heroes in there that's going to be interesting. All right, guys. So we got the summons in here. I was going to run through some of the tower, but let's hop over to the test server. Let me actually hop out of here. We'll hop out. We'll go back to, this is BlueStacks. I run BlueStacks for everything. So I'm going to turn on, I forgot my sound on here as well, which means I don't get notifications when we get super chats, when we get any of that. But we'll hop over to the test server, guys, and we'll check this out. We'll see. So overall, since I've been going through the Ghoulish Gallery, it's been just an absolute pain in the butt, guys, with the heroes that we got out of the game mode. Now, of course, looking at Lavatune, and I want to see if Lavatune is actually being used anywhere that now he's up on the test server. Let's see what we got here, guys. So Curse Realm, I still have to run this for the week. I wait towards the end, but let's see if we can see Lavatune actually used in here, guys. There is the awakened version of Baden. There is Belinda. And I'm seeing if he is falling into anywhere. This is the reason. And look at that, guys. There is Vithiel and no Lavatune. And what is going on? Brian gifted 5 memberships. Congratulations to all of the new members. We have Fulvis, Trayvon, Vlad, Killjoy, Ken, and Dipset Takeover. Thank you for the memberships, guys, and supporting the channel. That is awesome. But looking in here, it doesn't seem like I'm seeing Lavatune at this point. Even here, we do have the test version that you could get out of here. So it's going to be interesting. And again, this is the reason, guys, why I really stress, make sure you wait to build the heroes. That is the reason why we don't go out, guns blazing day one. If you're a whale, whatever, build everyone that you want. But looking in here, there is Lavatune, guys. So Lavatune is already in the Nightmare Corridor. I want to play this one. Now, of course, this is the rocker. I want to see, some of these don't work right, but there he is. So comes out, we got the blaring speakers right off of the bat. We have Nadia right here, and he is really, really cool looking, guys. Look at everything that is going on in this battle. We have Saurus. And Tommy, welcome as a Hippo supporter. Thank you, Tommy, for supporting the channel. We have another new member, guys. That is what, 5, 6, 7? Because I know D2 was in there, so we have a lot of new members. Again, guys, thank you for the love and support for the channel. But look at the craziness that is going on in here. And again, Lavatune, based on the build, based on being a hypo, he's going to be worked into formations. We're going to see him in formations is my overall thought. Again, looking at the hero, looking at the build, all of that. Big shout out to the guild over here, guys. Windsor, I know he always watches, same with Rocksta. But overall, Ghoulish Gallery. This is one thing that we want to look at, guys, that we'll run through. New heroes, just better. So that's the big thing, Kraken Crunch. Should I neglect my heroes to build my pets higher and faster? I'm in chapter 50. Don't spend money. Resonance 9 in Beast. Honestly, where I would look, Kraken, is either so there's two ways to really play this. What's going on, Venom? There's two ways to do this, and you can really, depending on your preference, which one you want to do, Kraken, is number one, you can take them to 9, leave them at 9, and then build very specific beasts up to 18. Or what a lot of players are doing, just because of the cost and the return, is building all of the beasts up to 12 and then taking specific beasts up to 18. So either stopping at 9 and stopping at 12. Now, the big thing, of course, with the beast going up to 12 is the game-changing abilities that they do get at 12. 15 is not as big of a game changer, but also remember is if you take that resonating crystal to 12, which personally, I do highly recommend taking them up to 12. The reason being, all of the future beasts are going to be at resonance 12, where it's 12 for a majority of places. Even if you've seen Ciro's Pet Guide or anything like that, most of the breakpoints are at level 12 when it comes to the build. Most of the breakpoints, or the basic breakpoints for the beasts, are resonance 12. So again, Kraken, I would take them to 12 and then kind of go from there, just for the simple fact that is where you want to be building them at, or that's where you want to get them to based on future beast releases. That is really the big one. Yeah, and I thought that as well. I've been hearing that a ton, Tommy, that it is Dave Mustaine. It is the new hero that we got. Just the evil devil version of him, but it is pretty cool. And overall, it seems like, again, being support, looking at his abilities, he's going to require probably a pretty decent build out, but it seems like he is going to work in a lot of different places within this game. So let's hop in the Ghoulish Gallery. I know a lot of players have kind of been waiting on this. Now, we were talking about the wands a little bit earlier, or the staffs, I believe they call them. So right here, guys, you have the ability to buy these arcane staffs. Overall, it seems like it would be worth it to buy them to the point to unlocking the wish list, which I will show you guys in just a minute. So when you look at this game mode, the Ghoulish Gallery, which will be up global on Tuesday, I know a lot of players will wonder or ask exactly where it is. This game mode will be up and available on Tuesday on the global servers. But looking here, it is this Mystic Cage. To draw 127 more times to unlock the wish list. This wish list is going to allow you to actually build the totems that you want within here, which again is going to be a really big game changer. Now with these, it has also been kind of mined out, or the whales have kind of seen. Right here, we have skill level 1, which is based on these artifacts. There is a second skill level in here that, again, is kind of whale mode. So there is actually a totem, and it's kind of rumored. I've seen some screenshots, so I think it's legitimate from larger players on the test server. That skill level 1, you're going to be able to take these totems to skill level 2, and possibly in future updates, you're going to be able to take these much higher. Now, also with looking at this game mode, guys, this is only the beginning of this. So again, look at this: new events, new unions, new rewards, new enemies. This is only the North Zone collection. So again, what a lot of players are saying is you're going to be able to come in here, choose exactly what zone you want to move into to run this game mode to farm out the artifacts that you're looking for. Still going to be interesting to see exactly the effectiveness of these artifacts, and also the ability to really farm these are going to be quite a bit. Now, of course, there is a perk card, which again, you have a perk card and you actually have a perk store. So you can buy these out based on, again, diamonds, which I love the ability to get these as diamonds. So you see right here, require perk level. So you do have to purchase the perk level. And this is the VIP level. So when you think of the VIP levels going through here, is you see all of the perk levels in here. So you're going to have weekly extra attempts, which means not only getting 7 artifacts out of here, you can get 10 artifacts out of here. But this, if you're looking to pick this up, it is going to make a big difference just based on, again, the whale mode or the whale content going through there. And then, of course, based on that level 1, you can see level 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can actually pick up a lot of extra cards out of here or custom totems. Again, big whale mode that is kind of initiated in this game mode, which is that part right there. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and explore in here. Yes, and that is part of the issue that we're seeing, Lindsay, is 7 times a week, so you can have 7 artifacts a week. Yes, you can, Primo. And just like I was kind of talking about earlier, we put ours, I believe, on Saurus with the artifact itself right there. We can go ahead and gear him up. Now, this artifact is only used by 1 hero. These artifacts, now most of Dura's artifacts, or all Dura's artifacts, you can share them between 8 heroes. Even with the class-specific artifacts, you can share them as well. Now, with these artifacts, you cannot share them, which is super, super hard, which means for you to go through here, farm up an artifact, get it with the ideal totems that you want to actually build on this, is going to be incredibly difficult, again, going through this game mode, because there is not much of the variance in here is really high RNG, which again, a lot of players have been kind of talking about. So if I don't want to use any of the totems, which I definitely recommend using the totems when you're going through here, guys, if you're taking the time and effort to go through this game mode, absolutely use these totems. It's going to make it worth it. And you can see quite a bit of these, even let's just put in the basic ones. But quite a few of these are going to work very well, just kind of at a basic level, depending what you want. Now, you have to remember, when you start getting into later game modes, the legendary ones, of course, are going to be very expensive and very hard to come by, which means when you're going in here, and again, the random aspect of this is going to be difficult, but most of the higher level totems are class specific only. So you have to see, when winning a battle, obtaining a legendary or higher tier during an exploration of a tank collection. You have to read these, guys. You have to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting when you're going through the game mode. You have to make sure you know exactly what you're building going in here with the collection. Because if I chose a legendary artifact that was related to the tank artifacts, and then I did not choose either of the tank artifacts, you're going to screw yourself with the totem, because it's not going to have any effect at all. Awakened Chimera or Sophia. Honestly, I would probably go with Chimera or Sophia. Either of them. Honestly, Golden Pants. If you went in there with Chimera, it would work incredibly well. We're seeing her with a lot of utility, but it is the same with Sophia. Now, out of those two, I do like the Awakened version of Sophia because of the Mauler Tower, where the Greyborn Tower, I have no issues going through. But it is absolutely difficult to go through the Mauler Tower if you don't have the Awakened version of Chimera. You can make 7 of the same artifact. Yes, you can. So I can go in here and I can look up this Shadow Dancer, and I can run this 7 times to get 7 copies of the Shadow Dancer. So what I was doing is going through different game modes. If Ghoulish Gallery is open, should we wait for a guide or run them randomly? So what I recommend, Primo, and I'll do a video about this a little bit later, is going through different game modes, is looking at what heroes you have and what is going to be your best in slot. So again, this kind of goes back to where we are on tier list. So the Awakened version of Baden, we know is a warrior. Belinda is a mage. So looking here, we have Rem is a warrior. Looking here, we have a couple different, but we have a couple mages in there. And then we do have some support right here. We have a Theo, which we know is a tank. And then here, of course, we have a warrior, we have a support, and we have a tank. So going through there, looking at what heroes you have. Now, this is going to be the part to do it. For instance, let's say we have a fully built Awakened version of Belinda. So we want to go in there and I want to build them out specifically for the heroes that I have first. That is one absolute definite way to build this, guys, is what you're going to look at and what you're going to build out first. So for instance, if you have Rem, I would absolutely go with one of the the warrior artifacts, which of course, this is going to give attack speed and crit rating up. Now, the other question that we're going to see, Primo, is going to be interesting, especially with this game mode, is how are these going to compare when you're looking at the artifacts we currently have, the class specific artifacts we currently have in comparison to these artifacts? What is going to be the comparison? What is going to be the utility? The update for this is on Tuesday, AA, so it will be here pretty soon. So again, based on the heroes that I have, and again, looking, let's say, for instance, at some of these right here, the first time the holder receives fatal damage, that is situational based on Luminous Flight. So I would not build this one because, again, this is going to be very, very situational based on the hero. Now, this, of course, is going to allow you to have an extra energy potion. That could really make a big difference in some of the boss fights. But again, is it going to be running the current artifacts that we have, or running Dura's Call, or running the Trader's Vault? What is going to make more sense in a lot of these different game modes? A comment up there said it seems like there's so much to do. I'm feeling that way. I'm kind of ridiculous things. Yes, and that's where Big C talked about it a little bit earlier. It's almost to the point where AFK Arena has gotten to the point where running multiple accounts like I used to is impossible. So what kind of happened, and I know a lot of questions came up with the faction accounts, is the time that it's taking to run AFK Arena and the amount of content in here. I could either run all of my accounts at about 30 to 50% efficiency. I chose to focus it down to running them, at about 80 to 100% efficiency. And now it's gotten to the point where I've cut it down to really 1 or even 2 accounts that I'm going to end up running. Again, to run the accounts to be competitive, to run at 100% efficiency with my YouTube account is probably going to be the one that I'm going to end up running, just because, again, of that time constraint. What is going on, Night Shiver? Night Shiver still has the Solemn Vow still running my account over there. Papa, Ethereum's Ghost. Yeah, so again, looking at these, we're going to have to see where the effectiveness of these, because some of them seem super effective, like Shadow Dancer. Some of them, like Luminous Fight, I could see this possibly in a couple different places, but overall, you're going to have to figure out the effectiveness that we have on these different ones and see exactly what we're going to run. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to try to get Athalia's in here. Again, going through this mode, it is super RNG when you start exploring. This is one of the very hard parts because depending what you get. So when you summon your heroes, depending who you get, and also whoever you get, and it looks like this is kind of missing something, but depending who you get is the ultimate RNG. Hey all, what's going on? What's going on, Daredevil? Thank you for joining us for the stream. Like I was saying, this is super, super RNG in who you get within these game modes. Because essentially, even looking here, I could go Wilders this run because we already do have a couple Wilders in here. But the RNG factor in here is crazy, crazy high when it comes to the RNG factor. And also knowing the heroes, but it is also not only the RNG factor of what heroes you're picking up within this game mode, but what heroes it is allowing you to build further to get those higher is hard. How does the new artifacts affect the cursed realm? Honestly, out for us, we don't know yet. We don't know at what point is it going to affect it. Is it going to affect it 100%? Yes, any game mode that does allow the artifacts, it is going to make a really big difference in those. And of course, here, guys, we picked up Life Leech right out of the bat, or right out of the gate, which isn't good. And of course, we keep getting this tank, which is horrible, guys. This game mode, it doesn't seem super effective either with Titus. But again, they keep giving us stuff that is not super effective. I don't have Light Bearers. I'm not going to run Light Bearers in here. You can see grants all allied heroes. We'll do the Grim Reaper, see if we can get this down. And even here, I know Wukong, no, probably Zap out of this. Just thinking of the game mode. So we can swap out some of these. So I would even hop out probably right there, maybe put Zap in here and see exactly what we can get. If you have a lot of SG cards saved, what is the better strategy? Build the new Celestial and Hypogen or 5-star Awaken? So absolutely. If you have the Stargazer cards built, taking anyone to 5-star is not worth it at all. It is not worth building any hero, in my opinion, guys, to 5 stars, short of being very competitive within AFK Arena content or being very, very competitive when it comes to, you know, the treasure scramble. Taking heroes to 5 stars for a majority, probably 95% of it, is not worth it. Either you're going to have the Celestial or the Hypogenian hero, or you're not. You really have to go through. And again, I would not recommend using Stargazer cards or diamonds to build anyone up to the 5 stars. Again, in my opinion, it is not worth it just for the cost of the return. They really need to polish this game mode. Yes, absolutely. And again, guys, we've been providing an incredible amount of feedback to Lilith through Discord, through a lot of different ways of AFK Arena. So if you have comments, if you have concerns, if something's not working, absolutely, definitely let me know. And we pass those along, guys. I know all of the content creators, Vulcan, Zero, you know, Darkblane, even being in here, we pass up all of those through Discord to the AFK Arena and to the dev team to make sure that things work, guys. If things are fundamentally not working in AFK Arena, we have to know, and we have to know as soon as possible, because those are what we're seeing with a lot of those hot fixes is the changes. Now, this one, of course, you want to combine any of these up to the next level, because ultimately you'll go from the regular to right there, crit damage amplification, but you want to build these up as high as possible because these are what is going to inlay into the artifact that we're building, into this judgment armor that we're building. So it really does roll up. Now you'll notice, guys, we're fighting Elite Plus right here. We haven't gotten any more opportunities to build our heroes up higher, which kind of stinks, but we have to get and build these up much faster. Back row thoughts, Ivan, Ogath, or Naruko. I would build Naruko. The thing with Naruko, guys, is Naruko is used in a ton of different game modes, not only as a tank, but as a damage dealer, as a buffer, as a healer. Absolutely gone. Are the totems lost after one use? Yes. That is the problem with the legendary totems and everything else, guys. It is a one single use and the totem is gone. That is right. So that is the reason why farming those totems up really fast, or farming them on a regular basis with these staffs, is going to make a big difference, because once the totem is gone. Are there purchases for the new mode? Yes, Alfredus. There are a lot of there's a lot of purchases for the new mode, including a new kind of VIP card, and that's kind of tough. You know what? I'll go with Athalia. Yes, there are new purchases for the new mode. And again, they keep adding new heroes, but I'm not getting the upgrade heroes that I need, because now we're going to run into, now they're at Elite Plus, but we're running into a lot more heroes that essentially, you know what? I'm going to take out Mahira. We need to get some more heroes, higher level heroes. Yes, there's quite a few purchases Alfred does, not only with diamonds, and you'll notice in here, guys, is right there. The Athalia, just like we've seen before, guys, if you're fighting Athalia is super difficult. And then, of course, invisibility goes down, and I don't get the rewards from that game mode. And again, new heroes. This is probably one of my biggest pet peeves that we see in here, is we're getting access to these heroes, and now we're fighting stronger heroes that are already at Elite Plus. We're not getting the heroes that I need leveled up. It's kind of crazy. Let's ask Lilith for a Marvel collab for Hippo's birthday. That would be awesome, guys. That would be really, really cool. Quick question. Should I get Athalia or Belinda? Honestly, I would probably get Belinda still at this point. Athalia and Belinda are both the S tier. Vita. The big thing is, if you don't have Belinda, you don't have the team. The Awakened version of Athalia can be replaced by a couple different heroes. Yeah, both of them have a ton of utility. But again, the Awakened version of Belinda, and there we go. So we got a buffer. Holder's buff is increased by 9.72 points, which again, We're going to have to see, but that we can inlay into the Judgment armor, which is going to make a big difference. And again, I'm hoping to get some more of these. So upgrade ritual. So we'll actually go in here. I believe this will update it to a red one. So let's level up. There we go. So buffer went to a corrosion. So red is the highest that I believe we can still get in here. So the corrosion based on this artifact could make a really big difference in there, which is awesome. When is Hippo's birthday? July. July is my birthday. So we have some time to really go in here and look at that. Finally, we get an upgrade, guys. And I'm going to go in here for Saurus again, kind of sticking with those wilders. But now we are fighting, as you can see, all of our legendary heroes. And we still do not have much of anybody in this game mode, which is unfortunate, guys. This is where we get stuck. And this is why these game modes are getting so tough for a lot of different players, is not having the ability. So they gave me a ton of heroes, which is great. They gave me a bunch of heroes to use, but the heroes that I have are not being leveled up in the speed. Even here, more heroes, guys. Ulna, not going to be effective till you actually get the furniture. Flora, I would not choose. We'll go with Oden. So now, like I said before, guys, they have given me, what, 11 heroes? But I have one hero that is legendary because they're not allowing me to actually pick these up. Yes, absolutely. Skleek, I think they should do that. They should give us like 3 options. So let's say at the beginning of a run, you can pick up 3 heroes or choose to start with 3 heroes in here. It would make a big difference with these game modes. Again, finally, we'll go with Athelia in this one. But I really wish they would let us either start with 3 heroes or start with something above and beyond what they do. Because again, looking at a lot of these game modes, we are just getting crushed in so many of these because we can't build up the heroes fast enough. It's where we're getting stuck. So the first run, I made it to floor 10. The second run that I did, I made it to floor 3 based on getting my light bearer heroes. I didn't have any further to get any further. Yeah, the game mode, absolutely, guys. It is a really fun game mode. Again, the time consumption aspect we're seeing here is a lot of a big hurdle for a lot of different players. Just starting in here fresh every single time. They need to, and again, guys, we need to not get new heroes. I need to level up the heroes that I'm using. And also remember, the more heroes that we're getting within this game mode. So unfortunately, as we continue to get more heroes, it also splits. And again, this was kind of another thing that we talked about, is we're splitting heroes. The more heroes you have, the more chances you have to level up the different heroes that you have. So as we're getting 11 heroes in here, the opportunity to level up a hero, and traps are just stupid. I think to kill your invisibility doesn't really make a big difference. They need to change this up. So again, the more heroes that we have available, the more recruitment we actually have to do in our current heroes. There we go. So we have Oden. We could, we can drop out Estrilda and put Oden in there. There we go. We have Estrilda. Again, I would love Kanisa and Rook, but I'm not going to have the ability to level it up as much as I want to replace Estrilda in there. Then, of course, these you want to use every time, guys. You want to use these and you want to get higher level. You want to get these as high as possible, honestly. So let's see. So we have Estrilda, we have Oden. So I'm going to drop out, I'm going to drop out Estrilda anyways. Looking over here, there we go. Follow my main account. I'm almost to chapter 55 and our accounts are very similar. Very nice, Shiver. Yes, I absolutely will. I've been pushing 53 right now. We have a lot more progression, just need time. Yes, and I don't think Primo, so when you look at any of the current heroes, I do not think the Awakened heroes are in here, and I do not think you have access due to surprise rendezvous effect. You have acquired a new ability. So they gave me a new ability right here, but as you can see, I can't use the new ability because I have all of the abilities already in there. Let's see. So we have grants 4 bonus multi-hit damage when deploying 2 Celestials. They might have to drop another Celestial in there, but who do we got? We have Saurus. That plus 30 signature item will work incredibly well right there. But now look, so they have the plus 20 signature items. They are at Mythic. My team still looking incredibly sad at this point. We still have our Ninja Turtle, which I'm going to put Estrilled in there. We're running the 2 Celestials, which is going to make a big difference in there. I'm going to try to take out Lorzen quick. Then you know what? I'm not too worried if he comes over. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, looks again, it's super fun. But again, when you look at this game mode, guys, it's time consuming. This is a game mode that if you're running this 7, 8, 10 times a week, depending on the level you're at, this is going to take a long time. Now, again, new heroes, guys, definitely. And this is, yes, a vacation from the new heroes. Absolutely, Tommy. They need to get to the point. And again, this is feedback, guys, that I continue to deliver to AFK Arena, that I continue to deliver to the team. About this game mode and the inability to get certain heroes or build up the certain heroes that we need to get in here. Hoping that you make your choose to upgrade your for specific units. Yes, absolutely. And that again, Deadly Meteor it makes a big difference when you're going through it. And again, looking at the stats we're getting on these artifacts is if you don't have the ability, there's Athalia. But if you don't have the ability to stack these bottom collections that we're getting at a high level onto a high level artifact, and again, visibility -1, that's just a stupid trap. I don't like that at all. I think that needs to be done with. But yeah, I really, really need some changes in this game mode to make it effective. This GVG event and collection system are much time consuming. Yeah, and that's it, Daredevil. And that's what we have heard from so many players is the effectiveness to get through not only just the game mode itself, guys, but having the ability to get through this content takes a long time. There is, so we can swap an ability in here, and I'm going to go the corrosion we want to keep. Now, insight, I'm not too worried about that. Armor, I'm not too worried. Let's go ahead and drop, or we can drop corrosion. I'm going to keep corrosion right now. You know what? I'm going to leave that. What do you think of the new Greyborn hero? So overall, Alex, the Greyborn hero, we're not seeing an incredible amount of utility. I'm going to put Saurus in here. Again, we're not seeing the hero used in a ton of different game modes, which is kind of kind of sad with Lady Simona. But overall, we're still yet to see exactly where we're going to see a ton of effectiveness. So Athalia right here. And I'm liking this build a little bit. We need Estrilda up a little bit higher. And I'm hoping that maybe we can take it down. So similar to a lot of other game modes, guys, when it comes to Isabella, when it comes to Ty Lee, there's a couple other heroes in here that are absolutely broken to use within these game modes. It is just, honestly, it is absolutely broken. And here, I'm going to counter that. We know Zap is going to come over. And then see fighting Scrag. This is going to be a tough one, guys. Yeah, the trap mechanic is just stupid. I really feel like that's a part of the game mode that needs to be eliminated. It's kind of same. Too chaotic, too time consuming. Yeah, and trying to make it VMO, like what you're saying, there has to be a point where it does get, that's 3. We have lost 3 invisibility in here, guys. We have literally only lost 1 battle. And here, of course, now we're up to Ascended Heroes, which again, this is going to be pretty tough to get through. Let's see if we can take out Titus. I don't want Titus to crowd control in here, but Satrana is another one, guys. And you'll see Satrana literally is super, super tough to kill. -2 invisibility on there. Satrana is another one. So again, looking at Satrana, looking at Ty Lee, once they start getting to a certain level, you can't get through there. You can't get through there. They're not allowing me to level up my heroes fast enough to have essentially the effectiveness to get through the game mode, which is sad. Even looking here, I don't want any new heroes. I need the ability to get the heroes that I have built up a lot more. Now, Athalia, we could start getting 1 star on there. That's the 60 engraving, guys. And I'm hoping that's going to make a big difference. But again, ascended level heroes. And again, there's Ty Lee, there's Oden. we're done in this one. This one we probably will not. If invisibility gets to 0, yes, it is game over. And again, here's Ty Lee, guys. Can't. -3 invisibility. If this gets to 1 right here, it is game over. That is right, Primo. It is game over at that point. Would you be so happy to only run it once or twice a week? Like maybe manage to do a run with all floors? Yes, I would like a couple different ways that we could run this, guys. That would make it a lot easier and incredible, much easier to get through here. Is number one, either leaving it at the 7 times, which run it if you like, whatever, but allowing the artifacts to be used, let's refresh, but allowing the artifacts to be used on more than one hero would make a big difference. There we got full erosion on there again. Yeah, allowing +2 invisibility. That would have been game over. If this was minus invisibility, guys, that would have been game over in this game mode at that point. It would have been it. But here again is another mode. So Athalia taking out Belinda is going to make sense. In here, Estrilda, okay, that'll work, that'll work. Zap is going here with Oscar. This is the best one I got. So taking out Belinda is going to be the big thing right off the bat. If we can win the boss mode. And of course, winning the boss mode does give us right there. So it gave us a blue one, which is good. What floor are we on? Floor number 8. Judgment armor is only at 8 at this point. We still have a lot more progression to make within this game mode. And you really have to pay attention. So even looking here, guys, we have Athalia. We know Verk right here is going to drop traps. So we do not want Athalia to go to Verk. We want Athalia to go to Laika. And we also know right here that we're going to have Mishka with the wolves coming out. Thane is going to be tough to kill. So again, knowing the lineup of the heroes. Yeah, exactly. That was my thought, Daredevil. I was like, if I get another trap, it's game over for me. And again, Thane is a pain in the butt to deal with in this game mode. Full heal doesn't even make it in there because we're not high enough. Again, dealing with Verk. So Athalia is going to take out right there. I want Zap to go on this side. And again, I don't want him to hit the trap. But right here is Ty Lee. So Ty Lee, of course, is going to be one that goes immune, that can crush us really, really fast. And that's exactly what happens. -3 right there, taking us to 0. Game over. The adventure has ended. So based on the ones that I got right here, it's going to allow me right now to build the artifact that I have. You can use 3 offensive, you can use 3 defensive, and then of course, this is kind of any of them. So I'm going to drop corrosion in here, and then looking at what we have, dissolve, we have buffer. I mean, even here, not very good run at all. So all of the time and effort that we just spent going through this game mode is kind of lost. That's it. So if we want to boost up the crit damage amplification, it's cool. You can build them yourself. So let's go ahead and etch it. And there we go, guys. So there is the artifact that we got. And again, a lot of blues, some purples. We had 1 red. Overall, based on this game mode, that's a lot. That is a lot to do. Killfire. Yeah, exactly. It's very, very tough to get through this game mode. So again, those totems that I just used are gone. The bizarre totems are one-time use only. And Alfredas, I know you were asking earlier, right here, you can buy these perks out of here. Right here, it's $14.99 for the perks. But looking through here, you can see we have different levels depending on what you're buying. And then there is a store that is associated with what you're buying to buy additional wands or additional staffs. If you're looking to build them out, guys, it's going to be a lot. The premium deals, again, this is the shop. If you're looking to literally just buy, so if you get to level 1, you can get this pack for free. But we have to get to level 1 and then we have to go on from there. So it's kind of crazy. And again, I don't think as of right now, you can get to perk level 1 without buying this. I don't know if there's a way. I hope and I really do pray that they do this, that we can actually just get this, let's say, free every week or two as a free way to get some of those staffs. Because again, this game mode is going to be super, super time intensive as it is right now. Waiting to see the hot fixes, waiting to see some of the changes that we're getting. Now, they are giving these every day, but again, there's only 10, which means we're not even remotely close to doing the summons that we can actually get out of here within this Mystic Cage. So of course, this gives us a few more, guys. When we're looking here, the Ranger Collection, which is exactly what we did. And then of course, the level 1 skill once we get through there. Using both of those though are, so essentially with the totems as well, is let's say I'm using this to get the level 1 skill of the ability. That means I can't use any of these. So it's going to make it more difficult to go through other parts of the game mode because I can't use these other totems essentially to make the game mode easier to get more into it. And again, it's going to have to change, guys. We know it is going to, yeah, we know it's going to change. They've already said that it is going to be hotfixed. So let me also hop on here, guys. And it's actually getting super sunny in here, if you can see, but I want to hop over here and I want to do my membership giveaway. I love doing this every single time, guys. So if you're part of the stream, we can hop in here and I can do the give back. So let's see our membership gifting. I love doing this every single time we do the stream, guys. We do the membership gifting, and we actually have a ton of memberships that went out today, which is awesome. And it's funny because it's getting sunny on the bottom of my screen. Yes, another mega whale system. If you're really looking to go through this and go through this really, really fast, it's going to be crazy. You need the 2x1 skill. So heavens, there is a totem. And again, a lot of players. So congratulations, Daredevil. That is awesome to see. A lot of players have said that there is a place where you can actually get, and again, players were saying that it is a hidden totem in here. And I'm assuming it's hidden unless you're a whale, that it will actually unlock the ability to have a single totem that will give you that level 2. And again, I don't know if that is going to be available. So here we have, essentially you can combine your basic ones to get higher totems. So I can go in here and look at this. I can combine a bunch of these to go through and get some of my higher totems. You know what? I'm going to put them all in here. I'm going to see exactly what we're going to get. So again, I'm using these basic totems combine. That gives us 2 more of these. So essentially giving us higher purple ones. The purple ones, of course, we can take, and it takes 25 of them, guys. This is just asinine with how expensive these are in here. And of course, you can see this isn't all working just based on the words in here that we don't have. And look at that, Night Shiver gifted 5 more memberships, guys. That's what, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think that's 13 memberships today. That is a brand new record, guys. I haven't seen, there you go, Sleek, I was going to say I haven't seen any new subscribers to the channel, but Sleek is in there as well. So thank you for subbing to the channel, guys. That is, again, I believe that is an absolute brand new record there with 13, I think it was 10, 11, 12, 13. I think 13 new memberships this time. So awesome to see those little hippos for everyone who did get them. But guys, that'll do it for the stream. Get ready for the Ghoulish Galleries. And again, I do not recommend at this point, honestly, buying out these, just the cost. As the cost of these are very, very high, looking at 300 diamonds each, especially because you can drop 900 diamonds in here if you're refreshing this for one arcane staff. This is asinine when you need 10 of these to actually do the pulls. I wouldn't buy them out. I really wouldn't recommend buying those out by any means, guys. Those are super, super expensive, and they need to nerf this to maybe 100 diamonds, maybe at the very most, because again, that's crazy. That's crazy that they made them that expensive. And then you couple it with the ability to buy the perk cards, and then of course with the perk store, super expensive. And look at that, guys. That was another hippo supporter, guys. And I think what, 14? I think that makes 14. Again, I'm getting a ton of sun over on my side screen here. But again, that will do it today for our stream. Thank you guys for joining me. All the love and support, and Michael Watson as well. That is 2 new subscribers, guys. We are coming up on 36,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane, guys. We're almost to 6,000 subscribers on the finance channel, and we're almost going on 2,000 subscribers on the mobile gaming channel, my other FHG channel, which is insane, guys. YouTube has been absolutely crazy over the last couple of weeks. Another thing not to buy, yes, absolutely. The baits, are kind of debatable. Again, maybe focusing on one single thing, but overall, the cost of buying them is expensive, guys. They're not giving us more diamonds that we're seeing right now. We either need a reduction in the price of the items that we're seeing, or we need the ability to get a lot more diamonds in a lot of different game modes, which again, we are not seeing at this point. But again, guys, thank you guys for joining me. That is, again, a really new milestone for getting all of those memberships. That is absolutely crazy. All the love and support for YouTube and everything we do. Most of you know, most of the funds that we get from YouTube have went back into AFK Arena. So you're supporting the cause that we have seen before. So again, guys, that will do it for our stream. I got some shopping to do. We got some Christmas stuff outside to take care of. But again, thank you guys for joining me. All the love and support. And as always, thank you guys for watching.